Hey, what's going on, fam? So this is going to be a quick part two to the Operation Down Ballot versus No Black Agenda, No Vote. Reason is because I want to make a couple small points I forgot to make, and also kind of issue a point of order to people who listen to my channel about what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. So first of all, let's go ahead and name number one. Number one is that one of the things I forgot to say was that not only is it foolish to tell us to vote Democrat for people we haven't researched for Congress, because if we vote for people who have no intention of passing any sort of black agenda, that is more damaging than voting for a president who has no sort of black agenda, because the Congress has more power to pass reparations. Not only is that the case, but also, do you know that a lot of times because of the electoral college that your vote for president almost doesn't even matter? Let's think about that, family. If you live in a red state, for example, Georgia is a red state. At least now, some people say it's starting to become purple or whatever, but at least for now, it's a red state still, and it's been for several years. Do you know that it doesn't matter who you vote for in Georgia if the majority of the people in your state vote for the opposite candidate? That's who your vote went towards because of the electoral college. That's why really only the swing states, the quote unquote swing states, the states that could go either way, that aren't guaranteed to go Democrat or Republican, are really the only state where the people's votes matter. So to tell black people to leave the presidential vote blank, but to blindly vote Democrat if you haven't done your research, which again is these confusing caveats. Democrat down ballot, but no, we're not really saying Democrat down ballot because do your research. So then, again, like I said in my last video, it should be Operation Do Your Research, but I'm not here to repeat my last video. So again, bottom line is that it doesn't make sense to tell black people to leave president alone when for most black people, they're technically leaving president empty even if they actually vote for president because their vote may not matter. So let's say if every black person living in a red state, voting for president is the same thing as leaving your ballot blank. So again, why would you tell black people to blindly vote for someone who there's a good chance that they don't have a black agenda, a Democrat, over not voting and withholding your vote until someone brings you something that is worth your vote? And for well, no, I'm gonna address that in just another minute. And then number two, the other little point I want to make, because I mentioned last time that Yvette and Tone have repeatedly had to explain Operation Down Ballot slash Democrat Down Ballot. And you know why they have to repeatedly explain it? Because as I said in my last video, it's confusing. It's confusing. Because on one side of your mouth you're saying Democrat down ballot, so we should be able to stop right there and understand what you mean. Because if we understand what Democrat down ballot means without all the confusing caveats and explanations, it means vote Democrats all the way down the ballot. But I know, yes, you got to come with these confusing caveats and explanations about do your research. But it doesn't make sense. And that's why you have to keep explaining it. And again, if you want to understand where I'm coming from more, go watch my last video, Operation No Black Agenda, No Vote versus Operation Down Ballot, Part 1. All right, so that's it. Those are the only 2 points I forgot that I wanted to make. But now I want to go ahead and address this dude on my channel who's posted, let's see here, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 comments on one video. If you have to post that many comments on my video, maybe you're just doing something that's called babbling. And I'm not calling this brother out necessarily to embarrass him, but just to warn other people who come to my channel. Please don't come to my channel flooding it with comments, because this guy's not the first person who's come to my channel doing this, where one person will post like 6, 10, 12, 15 comments on one video. And it's not something where they're replying back and forth, with somebody who's engaging them or trolling them. They're just commenting 16 times on my video, and it's so inappropriate and borderline disturbing. So please, just as a point of order, as a house cleaning, please do not come to my channel with 50 million comments. You should be able to fit what you have to say in one or two comments, or if you really have that much to say or that much to debunk about what I'm saying, then go make a YouTube video, and I might give it a chance, as long as it's not a bunch of rambling. But do not come to my channel with 16 comments, and then each comment has 4 paragraphs each. Come on, dude. And the dude who's doing this, his name is Great I9. Let me see his name, just to get it clear. Yeah, Great I9. Dude, stop. You posted 9 comments that each have several paragraphs. But since you went through all this effort, and since I had to basically almost make a whole separate video to address you and hopefully people like you, I'm going to go ahead and respond to a few of your epic stories, trying to, your endless paragraphs, which frankly just look like babble. Because when you got to do all this, it really means you don't have a logical, straightforward rebuttal to what I'm saying, and so you have to babble around the world. But I'm going to go ahead and take the time for the slow section and deal with this. Some of these things. So he says, from about 8 minutes to 13:43, you make the point that the Democrats and the Republicans are racist, because they are. And then he says, this is a red herring because the objective is to get a black agenda, and you cannot get one from the Republicans. You can't get one from the Democrats either. That's why we haven't gotten one after all this time. That's why we have to show them that they have something to lose in order to get them to have a black agenda. I don't want to insult people. I don't want to be that guy, because I have a problem with some other people who have been that guy. But at the same time, when you're doing redundant, stupid stuff, and you're filling my channel with comments to say stupid things, it's very irritating, and I don't know how to pull punches about that, because it's inappropriate for you to show up on my channel with 9 comments that have 16 million paragraphs in them. Come on, dude. What's wrong with people? But again, you spend all this effort on my channel, so I obviously it was important to you, so I'm going to give you this one moment of shine, and then after this, you keep doing this on my channel, dude, I'm just going to delete your comments and block you. I'm probably going to leave your comments up this time, but if you comment on this video, I'm responding to the comments that you had on my last video. But if you show up on this video with 16 million comments, dude, I'm just going to delete them and block you from my channel, because I can't have that on my channel. But I'm responding. I'm giving all the energy you put into commenting on my video. I'm giving you some return on your investment. Um, so this is all blah, blah, blah. The rest of this is blah, blah, blah. Um, Ultimately claiming they don't understand white supremacy is a red herring. No, it's not. Uh, because, like I said, they're saying things that cause people like you to come to my channel talking stupid stuff like the Republicans don't have a black agenda, as if the Democrats do. Neither of them have a black agenda. This is still the silly talk that the Democrats are still somehow kind of our friends. If that's the case, then we should be voting Democrat no matter what. We should be listening to Roland Martin and Angela Rhee and Charlemagne the God, who tell us we gotta vote for the Democrat because it's the lesser of two evils. The more Yvette and Tone followers defend Democrat down ballot, the more you look, the more you start sounding like Roland Martin and Charlemagne the God. And it's very irritating that we have people like this that I have to attempt to respond to. Okay, since you didn't vote, they don't have to give you anything. Okay, this is the same thing that Roland Martin says. Moving on. I'm not going. I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read that babble. Um. Okay. Now, see, this is non sequiturs. This dude is trying to equate benign neglect and saying that it's not humanly possible for the Democrats to pass benign neglect and actively work against us. This is desperation, dude. This is desperation because they obviously have done both. Yes, they neglect us in certain ways, and in other ways, they actively attack us. Are you saying that the Biden crime bill was not an active attack? This is desperation to find any little thing you can nitpick to say that everything I'm saying is untrue. So now, because the Democrats have benign neglected us, it therefore becomes impossible for them to also do things that are actively aggressive against us, like Biden's law or Obama's blue alert bill. Now it becomes impossible for both to be true. More desperation. Ooh, I tried to give you a chance, great I9, but again, you're proving why you had to write 15 paragraph. You had to write a book to respond because you're basically everything you're saying makes no sense. Um, okay, you're basically assuming that blacks are going to vote would have done no research on local candidates. Dude, I'm not saying that. That's what Tone said. That's what Tone said. He said that if you haven't done your research, vote Democrat. So Tone put the fact that black people are the possibility that black people may not have researched. And again, if the thing is do your research before each candidate, then say that. Why did you say Democrat down ballot? In my last video, Tone said Democrat down ballot, but then he said do your research. And these two philosophies contradict each other. Because if you're doing your research, there's no need to say Democrat down ballot. Just say do your research. That's all you need to say. Because when you start saying Democrat down ballot, that's when you start to sound like you're telling people Democrat down ballot, exactly what came out of your mouth. How hard is that to understand? But anyway, I'm moving on because it's not, hopefully, not too much more. Okay, more blah, blah, blah. Now he's babbling about two conferences. Dude, if Tone wants to count people's money and tell them that they can't go to two conferences, then maybe they also can't afford the gas. Again, middle black family worth 1,700, bottom 50% worth less than $1. Do you know how much gas money is? This two something a gallon where I live. That's actually important if your whole net worth is worth less than $1, as told to me by Tone Talks. So no, that's not a trolling comment. But again, and again, I'm responding to like parts of these dudes' comments. Again, he wrote a lot more. If you go to my part one of this video, you'll probably see his 15 million comments. But anyway, fam, that's just me giving a troll some attention, the attention that he wants. But I'm just warning him and anyone like him, that's your last time. That's your last opportunity. You need to come with a succinct response. It should take you one, maybe two comments on my video at the most to drive your point home. But when you're posting 3, 4, and 5 comments and they're four paragraphs each, and it's not a dialogue where we're going back and forth, obviously it's something different if we're exchanging opinions and we're going back and forth. But if you posted 3 comments and I haven't responded to your first, you need to rethink what you're doing here. And why does it take all that to make your point? And if it does, which sometimes it may, I'm not even discrediting the fact that sometimes it may take a lengthy response. But if it takes that lengthy of a response where it's more than 3 comments, you need to go ahead and make your own YouTube video on your own channel and then make one comment on my channel saying, hey, go check out this response video to your video. If it takes all of that talking and babbling to make your point. But anyway, fam, for my followers who were tortured by that last half of the video, I apologize, but I'm giving trolls a chance. That's all. Or people who may not be trolls, but I'm giving you a chance before I put you in the troll category. Um, so anyway, thanks for bearing through that. For those of you who that didn't apply to, but like, share, subscribe. Peace.